Hello, my name is Oktar Babuna. I'm a medical doctor, brain surgeon. And I will speak on behalf of Harun Yahya. Harun Yahya is an international Muslim intellectual who has written more than 250 books. Some of them are faith-related, some of them are science-related, some of them are related to politics. And this talk will be based on the works of Harun Yahya. The theory of evolution, which claims all the living beings are products of coincidences and denies the existence of the Creator, is the most powerful ideology against religion today. However, new scientific evidences from all the branches of new sciences, such as genetics, molecular biology, biochemistry, paleontology, all falsify the claims of the theory of evolution and proves the fact of creation. Now, we will talk about the irreducible complexity of the complex organ system. This is a term from the modern literature. Irreducible complexity means you cannot reduce this complex system to a more basic level. As you know, Charles Darwin is the founder of the theory of evolution. Charles Darwin gives us the most concrete criteria to falsify his theory actually. In his book, Origin of Species, Charles Darwin said, "If it could be demonstrated that any complex organ existed, which could not possibly have been formed by numerous successive slight modifications, my theory would absolutely break down." Charles Darwin says, if it could be shown the complex organ systems, such as the eyes, the gills, for example, the wings of the birds, if it could be shown that they could not be reduced to a more basic level, they could not have been formed gradually, step by step, my theory would absolutely break down. He is right. This is exactly what happened. New scientific evidences have shown the complex organ systems could not have been formed gradually, step by step. They only function if the components are intact and there at the same time in the same place. I want to give you one example. Human eye, for example. Human eye is extremely complex. It is better than any camera in the world. It consists of about 40 different components. And all these components, if one of these components is either missing or defective, it will not function. For example, take the lens of the eye. If the lens is missing, it will not function. If the cornea is missing, it will not function. If the lacrimation glands are missing, it will not function. If there is no eyelids, it will not function. So all these components have to be at the same time, at the same place, in order for an eye to function. So basically that shows us a single eye, human eye, is irreducibly complex. And that, of course, falsifies the theory of evolution, as Charles Darwin said. If you go at the molecular level, human eye and the eye systems are even more irreducibly complex. You do not have to remember any of these names over here. There are several molecules which work like domino, and they're activated one by one if the light comes into our eyes. As you know, light consists of very small particles. They are called photons. If one single photon comes into our eye, it activates a molecule called rhodopsin. And if the rhodopsin is activated, it joins a second molecule, and the second molecule is activated, and in that way they can join a third one, and in that way they join a fourth one, and in that way the number of the salt ions are decreased in the eye, and in that way a signal is generated so we can see. Let's see the animation of this. As you see over here, a photon which hits the rhodopsin, it activates the rhodopsin molecule, changes its shape, so in that way it can join a second molecule, and these two molecules can join a third one, and all these three can join a fourth one, and in that way the number of the salt ions are decreased, and there is a signal generated, and in that way we can see. Do you know how fast these reactions happen? They happen in picoseconds. 1 picosecond is 1/1,000,000th of a second. So basically, this is an unimaginably complex system. Is that enough? No. There has to be some other protein molecules. In fact, there are some other protein molecules. They change these molecules, bring these molecules to their basic forms so we can keep seeing. Of course, incredibly complex system shows us it cannot be reduced to a more basic level. For example, if rhodopsin molecule is missing, just the rhodopsin molecule, the whole system will fail. Or the other molecule is missing. Or all the protein molecules are there, only few amino acids of these protein molecules are changed, and this protein becomes dysfunctional, the whole system will fail. This system only works, functions, if all these components are intact and there at the same time in the same place. So remember what Charles Darwin said? If it could be shown that the complex organism systems could not have been formed by numerous successive slight modifications, my whole theory would collapse down. So exactly this has happened. The new scientific evidences have shown the complex systems are irreducibly complex, and of course these evidences falsifies the theory of evolution. Now let's see the compassion of Charles Darwin. In his book Origin of Species, he made this compassion about eye. He said, to suppose that the eye, with all its inimitable contrivances, for adjusting the focus to different distances, for admitting different amounts of light, and for the correction of the spherical and chromatic aberration, would have been formed by natural selection seems, I freely confess, absurd in the highest degree. Basically, Charles Darwin says the theory of evolution is absurd in the highest degree. And he goes on, how a nerve comes to be sensitive to light hardly concerns us more than how life itself first originated. Again, the new scientific evidences falsify the claims of the theory of evolution and proves the fact of creation, creation by an omnipotent intelligence, unmatched artistry of Allah. Thank you.